command a little bit, settled down nicely, got in the zone, worked all 3 pitches. Dylan was phenomenal.
Walked 3 in the first. I don't think he walked another one.
Nope.
So that's kind of what you talked about last game, where he's overthrowing early, but then once he finds it, he's you know.
I mean, he's a gifted kid. He's a gifted pitcher. I tell him all the time. He reminds me of Pat Rotolo his freshman year.
Yep.
The way Pat come out and just try to throw 100 miles an hour every pitch, and he's learning how to pitch. And today was a huge step for him.
Big time.
He only threw 3 innings against Swampscott, and we had to pull him. Today, to get that many innings out of him, we were hoping for 4.
Yep.
You know, to get 6 innings out of him, he said he wanted the 7th. You know, I made the decision not to go with him in the 7th because his pitch count was up. But it was a great day for Dylan Cunningham on the mound. Offensively, we didn't have one leadoff hit on base.
Well, so your big focus coming into the year was to cut down on strikeouts, right? And you only struck out once in the first 6 innings, 3 times total. So from that standpoint, it's a success, but just not finding holes. I mean, is there a balance there? I don't know how you.
That's what we're talking about.
How you balance
now.
those 2 things?
Like going after the first pitch on a kid that's throwing strikes like that kid was, is the right mentality early in the game.
Yeah.
But when it's not working, you need to adjust.
Yeah.
Let him throw a little bit, break up his rhythm, call
Yeah.
a couple of timeouts. Don't let him get into the rhythm that he was in. He had some 5-6 pitch innings.
Yep.
And that's us. That's on us.
He had a 5-pitch inning where you guys had guy reach on an error. So he faced 4 batters and still only needed 5 pitches.
Then Josh
I mean,
threw at the first pitch.
You know,
right? That's the inning. We have to have a better baseball IQ and realize, hey, we got to make this kid work a little bit.
Yeah.
Not only make him work a little bit, but give Dylan time to rest.
Yeah.
You can't sit it for 3 minutes and go back out there and pitch.
Right.
And you know, these are things that we have to learn as a team.
Absolutely.
That kids have to figure out. You know, I think Fennery pitched a great game. He's a good pitcher. He commands the strike zone. He makes you hit him. I thought they played great defense. I think the third baseman had a day.
Yep.
Had some shots hit at him. You know, that pressure ground ball there with 2 outs to make that accurate throw on that slow roller. That was a big play in the game. That would have given us the 1-0 lead. And at that point, runs were had to come by.
Yep.
I think that was a big play in the game, keeping the game even at that point. Obviously, we misplayed a couple of balls to allow them to score some of the runs that they did score. That's got to be tightened up, but you know, you kind of expect some of those things early in the season.
The errors were even. I mean, and they strung together the hits, you know, after yours and after theirs. You know, their guy was able to kind of bear down, but I mean, maybe that's a difference of you got a senior that's been starting for 3 years versus a freshman. Not that he gave in, but you know, sometimes seniors have ways of erasing those errors a little bit. You know, and I think Fennery did that.
And we've talked about that all year. You know, a lot of the little things that we have to clean up. A lot of little things, you know, turn into big things.
Yep.
And you know, if we do the little things right, you know, we can be more competitive in tight games, as opposed to letting little things go. And you know, the big thing turns out to be a loss. You know, that you probably should have won.
Yeah, big time.
You're looked obviously to progress from last year. So where do you think you've grown this year on a positive end?
I think you know, the attitudes have changed. I think we have a little bit more talent with the experience that we have from last year.
Yeah.
You know, last year some of our best players were sophomores. So you hope that, you know, as that whole group progresses, you know, we didn't lose a ton from last year's team. You just kind of hope that you know, that experience pays dividends, and so far that has paid dividends for us.
And what are you working on right now for the next few days?
Oh, we have to do a better job of being into the game. You know, there's a lot of times you rely on your team to motivate you, to spark you. We've got to find a way to spark ourselves, to get us into the game early. We kind of show up and just play baseball instead of being excited to be here and play baseball. And you know, we're going to work on that. Like you said, offensively, we're putting the ball in play. We're just not finding the holes, or we're not hitting the ball. You know, we're not squaring the ball up. But you know, we get Danvers on Thursday. That's a big game for us. You know, Cam's on the mound, so it's a game that we expect to be in, and hopefully get back in our winning ways.
And you got some baseball weather here finally, huh?
Finally, we're not freezing our butts off.
Beautiful thing, right? Yeah, exactly.